sculptures of Alexandra Athanassiades seem to fit perfectly in this wooded garden, blending harmoniously with the nature around them. It seems fitting, then, that she should have her studio in this setting, as the natural world has always been a source of inspiration to Alexandra and provides many of the raw materials used in her work. Focusing on the human torso and the horse gives Alexandra the freedom to express the themes that inspire her. As she explains here in her studio, these motifs have held a lifelong interest.
Ever since I was a child, I've been interested in the human form and horses, and they're things I've been drawing all my life. So they're forms that I seem to see everywhere, in museums, in books, in ancient sites, in the shape of certain rocks and trees.
During summer school holidays, Alexandra watched local workmen building sheep sheds and cabins from old discarded objects. This memory stayed with her, and years later instigated the working process she has today. She's constantly scavenging for driftwood and bits of rusty metal that are later incorporated into her sculptures.
As I'm scavenging, I find bits of driftwood that I recognize immediately as a horse's neck or a human shoulder or something. And for me, that moment of recognition of something that for everybody else is completely insignificant, and its subsequent transformation into something that everybody sees, which makes it more visible to others, is something very important.
This recycling and reincarnation of objects is a recurring theme in her work, as is the use of fragmented pieces to build a whole.
Fragmentation is a very important part of my work. I believe we're all made out of different fragments, memories, feelings, hopes, things that we've gone through, which build up over the years like layers to become eventually who we are. And my sculptures are very often made out of many fragments which are either layered or built together to create a composite form. I want my forms to awaken associations with mortality, but also survival and continuity. I found that my interest is returning to an exploration of inner space, and inspired by an ancient Greek breastplate I saw at the Metropolitan Museum in New York, I created a series of progressively more open metal torsos. By focusing on the inner space, I reverse the idea of protective armor and explore the notion that in order to communicate, one has to allow oneself to become vulnerable. My latest exhibition at the Benaki Museum in the Atrium in 2009, I took a series of photographs of the work reflected in the triple panes of glass of the windows, and this has opened up a new path of exploration. I'm now interested in the shifting fragmentation of the image and the possibility of using transparency to suggest the presence of a less visible state of being.
From the cave paintings of Lascaux and Pechemel to the torsos and horses' heads of ancient Greece, this modern work sends whispers from an ancient past, echoes that are reformed into a new reality.
I was privileged to be born in Greece, where the imagery of my ancestors has been a very important part of my visual heritage. The horse series started after frequent visits to the Parthenon and studies of the Parthenon frieze. A lone horse's head on the east pediment of the Parthenon particularly resonated with me. I very often use materials which are corroded and decrepit because time and its corrosive effects on matter and the vulnerability of our existence is something that I very often juxtapose with idealized and monumental forms, which are reminiscent of ancient Greek forms. I want my work to awaken associations with mortality, but also with survival and continuity.
Renowned artist Fernando Botero has said, "I like looking at Alexandra Athanassiades' work because I enjoy witnessing the transformation of reality into art and through that to something unique and different. This transformation becomes nourishment for the soul." In saying that, to me he perfectly captures the allure of Alexandra's work. If you'd like to experience this for yourself, her latest collection of sculptures, drawing, collage and prints will be showing this spring at the Gallery Jean-Jacques Dutko at the Isle of Saint Louis in Paris.